Hello everybody and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Billy. I'll be taking you around Harambe Wildlife Reserve today. Before we head on out there, my friends, I want to go over a couple of things with you. Now, number one is to remain fully, completely seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck, and make sure you supervise your little ones. Little ones are allowed to sit on laps, but they can't stand up on laps, stand up on rows, and be held up in the air to see an animal like they are that of a sacrifice, because that's not safe. We have to be safe while we're out here having fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, the last reminder I have to give you, everybody, is while we're on the truck today for the next 20 minutes, I do ask that we all work together and wear our face coverings, covering the mouth, the nose, resting under the chin. Now, when I drop you off in 20 minutes when we're done, you're more than welcome to rip that bad boy off as quickly as you'd like. But while we're on the truck, since we're so close, we got to have them on. So I appreciate it very, very much, my friends. You're the best. You're the best. Now, this first area that we've entered, this is called Little Terry Forest. Now, let's see what we can find out here today. Oh, look at this over here on the right, everybody. Look at that. Now, that is called an okapi. Now, the okapi is the only known relative, a cousin of the giraffe. It's got a long purple prehensile tongue and a very similar skull structure, just a bit smaller in size. Now, at one point, though, an okapi was so rare to find and so hard to believe because it's got a head that looks like a giraffe, but it's got a booty that looks like a zebra. It was thought by many to be a mythical creature for years, till it was discovered by Western civilization in the year 1901. Pretty interesting. Now let's head on around here. Let's see if there's anything on our left. Not much in the first yard and not much in the second yard. That's okay. Let's head on around here. We've got actually animals crossing the road right now. So we're going to get lucky over here, everyone. Now these orange copper colored animals that you're seeing, these are called the bongos. Look how close they are. We got some to the right, and as we pull it up, we got some to the left. Bongos are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest because they're usually very rarely seen. One of Africa's best hiders and camouflagers, and one of the larger species of forest antelope in Africa. They can weigh up to 500 pounds. Now let's see if there's any last animal out here. Very hard to see. Look up to the left here, up towards the top of the hill. A light brown antelope called greater kudu. Second largest species of antelope in Africa. They can stand up to 4 feet tall and weigh 750 pounds. Massive. But my friends, that's just the beginning of Harambe Wildlife Reserve. We got a lot left to cover. So we're going to head on over into the next area of the reserve. And we like to call it the Safi River. So let's head on around here. We're going to turn and go just around the river bend. Let's see. Not much over here on our right. We got a second river on our left, so maybe we're going to get some luck over there. I see lots of ripples. I'm trying to slow down, see maybe what it is. I don't see much of anything. But, oh, there's a hippo, everybody. Oh, we're going to get a great look. Now, before we talk about the hippo, these big white birds are pink-backed pelicans. Now, during their mating seasons, their backs turn a light shade of pink. Both female and male pelicans will tend to their eggs, and they've got a wingspan that stretches 6 to 8 feet wide. But there's a great look at that hippo, everybody. I'm actually going to pull up here, and I'm going to stop for us, okay? I'm going to pull up right about here. Now, hippos are one of the larger, more dangerous animals in Africa. They eat up to 100 pounds of vegetation a day, grow 5,500 pounds. Now, though they do live in and around these aquatic areas, it's a common misconception that they can swim. In all reality, the hippos cannot swim at all. They just walk along the bottom of the water. And there's another one all the way to the left. Look at that. Now, once hippos are under the water, they can actually stay down there for up to 9 to 11 minutes before they have to come on up and take a breath. Now, before we leave South River, we got pretty lucky so far. Look over here. To the left-hand side, these are the Nile crocodile. 16 feet in length, weighing up to and over 1,000 pounds. Largest species of crocodilian within all of Africa. And in just one single feeding, they're going to eat up to half of their own body. Now, before we continue, my friends all the way in the back, I did ask nicely earlier that we wear our face coverings, okay? So my friends, just please make sure we are wearing those face coverings while we're on the truck. You've got like 15 more minutes before you can take it off, I promise. I know it stinks. We just gotta work together, okay? But we're going to keep on moving and grooving, wheeling and dealing, shaking and baking, slicing and dicing, styling and profiling. We're going to head on over into the next area called Savannah. Now, Savannah is a great spot to find lots of animals like giraffes. Hopefully over here we'll find some elephants, and maybe we'll be able to spot a cheetah somewhere. So let's head on down, everybody, and let's see what we can find out here on the Savannah today. As we head on down here, I see a lot. I see wildebeests. I see Ankole cattle. There's a good spot around the corner where we should be able to find some giraffes. But the first spot we're really going to look at is we're going to pull up to these short bushes here on the left. Let's peek on over here. And you know what? There's a spotted hyena. I see at least one. Actually, I see two of them. So one's actually sleeping on the top of the den. Now, also as we pull it up, you see where that big ball is, where the vultures are? There's another one that's laying down there. Great look at them right now. But they're going to sleep a lot right now because they're nocturnal, which means that they're a lot more active at the nighttime than they are in the daytime. Within the spotted hyenas pack, though, the lowest ranking female will always rank higher than the highest ranking male. So it's always about the girls within their packs. Now, though they do look a little bit like dogs, they're not within the canine family. They're in their own breed of animal, which is called Hyenidae, and display more characteristics of a cat. Now, to the left, we've got two, and to the right, we've got two. These are the Ankole cattle. They've got horns that can grow up to 4 feet in length. Very hollow on the inside, made out of a honeycomb-type structure. Their blood will flow up and down their horns and regulate their body temperature. So they've got veins inside those horns. And that's going to help a lot to keep them cool on a hot day like we were having earlier. Now, though they look heavy, like I said, they're made out of a hollow honeycomb structure, so they only weigh at most around 5 pounds each. Now, Ankole cattle are also referred to as the Watusi cattle. And you know what? As we pull it up, I think I just see a zebra just walked out. So we're going to pull on up and see if we can get a look at some zebras. Now, there's going to be a lot to cover over here, so we'll start talking about them from on this side. So you look to the right, and you may notice there's some small cinnamon brown and white antelope. Those are called springbok, smallest species of antelope in Africa. They can run 55 miles per hour. Another technique called pronking, where they run and leap in the air as high as they can, reaching about 8 feet high and 13 feet across in that single prong. Now, running away from us, you'll see that Hartman's mountain zebra. Now, with that specific species of zebra, the way we can tell its color is by looking at its nose. That zebra has a black nose, which means it's black with white stripes. A whole group of zebras together, even though we saw one, I love saying, it's called a dazzle, razzle-dazzle zebras. Now also here on the right, these are the wildebeests. Their name in the Afrikaans language means wild beast, and every year through Africa they'll migrate 500 to 1,000 miles along the Serengeti grasslands. But they migrate in a herd that can reach up to 1.5 million. So if you remember the Lion King, that big stampede scene, it's a pretty accurate representation of how many they can go out and migrate in. And there's a little African bunny. It's not ours, but look at the bunny. Now also here on the left-hand side, these are Maasai giraffes. Tallest land animal in the entire world. They stand 18 to nearly 20 feet tall. And not only do they have their long necks, they got really long tongues to help as well. Those tongues can grow 16 inches long. A group of giraffes is called a tower. But throughout their day, they're going to eat and eat a lot. 20 hours of the giraffe's day is spent eating. Now when it comes to sleeping, not much of that takes place. They only sleep 30 minutes of the day. Breaking that up in a nap should last 30 seconds to 2 minutes at a time. And one real interesting thing they have in common with us humans is the same amount of vertebrae in our necks. That number 7, it's just theirs, if you can believe it or not, happen to be a lot longer than ours. Now this next area we've entered, everybody, this is called Elephant Country. Now I know it may be hard to see. I'm trying to pull up. I only go 8 miles an hour. I'm sorry. To the left, if you look all the way in the back there, there's a mandrill back there. There's actually 2. There's one all the way over to the right, walking in the bushes. Now mandrills are the largest species of monkey in Africa, weighing 100 pounds. And if you're not sure what a mandrill is, think of Rafiki from The Lion King. That's a mandrill. They've got the red and the blue markings on their face and on their butt. Now, the brighter their markings are, the more excited, more agitated they might be. It all depends on their mood. The way we can tell mandrills are monkeys, so even though it's small, they have a tail. Monkeys have tails and apes do not. That's the way to tell the two apart. Now, we didn't see any elephants over here on this side, and I know why. And that's because very recently the wardens were out here picking up poop, putting new food down for the elephants. And sometimes when that happens, the elephants tend to migrate away from the area that the wardens are working in. So hopefully we're going to head on over to the area and we're going to try and see if we can find any elephants.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I see 2 of them over here on our left. Now so there's a lot of beige tarp around, and sometimes it makes it difficult to see. You'll see it in a second, so I'm hoping they keep moving further ahead so we can get a great look. Yeah, we're actually gonna get a great look at the one that's going around the rocks right now. Male African elephants, they can weigh between 11 and 13,000 pounds. Females, they weigh 7,000 to 9,000 pounds, and they'll eat around 300 pounds of vegetation in a single day. Now, whenever these animals migrate, they're led by the matriarch of their herd. That's the oldest female. She'll rule the herd for 40 plus years, passing down her knowledge. And when the elephant is pregnant, she has the longest gestation period in the entire animal kingdom. That lasts 22 months. Just shy of 2 years before a baby elephant is born, weighing close to 300 pounds. But we all know the elephants for those long trunks that they have, right? They're famous for them. But those trunks have no bones. They're made up of all muscles. Inside of the elephant's trunk alone holds 40,000 muscles. Compare that to the human body, which holds over 600. It's going to be quite the difference. Now to the left-hand side, these are the greater flamingo, the largest and the lightest pink of the flamingo species. And they get their coloring from their diet, which is made up of brine shrimp and other small fish high in beta-carotene. And a whole group of the flamingos, like you see here, is called a flamboyance of flamingos. Make sure we have our face covered on, sweetheart, please, okay? Thank you. Now, let's see. There's a couple more to the left. They're kind of hiding from us, though. Go slowly through this gate so you can get a great look at them. I mean, great look. It's an okay look. Not bad. Better than nothing. That's what I like to say. Better than nothing. But over here, my friends, is the last stretch of the savannah. This is where we're going to try and see if we can find any of those cheetahs I mentioned before. So that's what we're looking for on this side. And did I just see one walking around? Yes, I did. Let's pull on up. Now, like I said, I only go 8 miles an hour, so I'm trying, friends. All right, let's see. So there's actually one right behind the rock. Then there's another one all the way to the right-hand side there. I was hoping the one behind the rocks right there would come out. Let's see, that one should walk right by us here. Now, cheetahs are one of the fastest land mammals in the entire world. They run 65 miles an hour in just 3 seconds. And though they're known for their quick speed, they only maintain that for about 100 or 200 yards before they start to slow down. They're very tired very quickly. Now, as you see behind the rocks, there's 2 cheetahs. They're looking at something, I don't know. They've got black teardrop markings that go from underneath their eyes down to their mouths, and those will act as natural deterrents from the sun so they can hunt better during the day. These cheetahs are built for speed, and they're not so much built for power, so they hunt during the day so they don't face competition from nocturnal animals like lions and hyenas like we saw earlier. And I know what they were looking at. They got a glimpse of this rhinoceros over here on our left. They're looking for a big meal. Now we're going to go slowly because this rhino's very, very close to the road, so we got to be safe. Now, white rhinos, they can weigh 5,000 to 6,000 pounds. They can run up to 30 miles per hour. Now, even though we're looking at one, I always love to talk about it. A group of them, that's called a crash. And that is in large part due to the animal's very poor eyesight. Oh, we're actually going to be stopping for it. Look at this. We're stuck. Oh, no, there she goes. Keep on going, pretty girl. A whole group of them, that's called a crash. That's in large part due to their poor eyesight. They only see about 10 feet in front of them, so they bump and crash into things quite often. An incredible sense of hearing, an incredible sense of smell to help make up for it. Well, I thank you for your patience, everybody. There's not really much further we can go at the moment because we have a 5,000 to 6,000 pound animal in front of us, and we've got one walking behind us. So we're kind of in a pickle here. Now, make sure, my friends, that on the right, if this rhino passes by us, make sure that you do keep your hands inside the truck, okay? Because I think she's going to try and squeeze here in between the truck and the bushes.
This is pretty amazing.
And a little baby just came out. All right, everybody, so we're using extreme caution here right now because, as you see, we had that little baby run right by next to Mama, and he's a spunky little one. So we're gonna keep moving a little bit forward here. Since they're moving, we're gonna move with the flow of the rhinos. So to the right, that little where are you going, dude? That's Ranger. He's our baby white rhinoceros. He's about 9 months old now. Weighs 900 pounds already at 9 months old, and he's going to keep on growing. He's got a lot of growing left to do. Now, the one that's in front of us now, that's his mama. That's Kendi. Now, Kendi is the very first white rhino that was ever born here at Disney's Animal Kingdom in 1999. And Ranger is actually Kendi's 5th child.
Nunca nos tocó un safari así, ¿eh? Usted no se
All right, everybody. So it looks like the rhino that's a little bit further ahead is moving out of the road. So we're gonna move. Actually, Ranger's sparring. Can you guys hear me? Okay, my microphone cut out for a second. He's just sparring with one of the other females, so we're just. I told you, he's a spunky one. Look at him. Look at him doing. He's so adorable, though. And we've got a couple of more rhinos that are sparring, so I'm actually going to be able to pull up a little bit here, okay? I'm going to pull up a little bit. But I'm going to have to stop, especially if they're gonna spar with one another. We got to make sure that we're safe. So we're going to hang on right here. Because the last thing we need is for one of these 6,000-pound animals to bump in front of us. All right, everybody. Thank you for dealing with the awkward silence every once in a while. I am calling the warden to let him know that we're a bit backed up here, because we've got people probably waiting to get on the trucks. There's no truck coming because we're stuck, and this is what happens. And then you've got this one next to us who doesn't have a care in the world. All right, so we're gonna continue to keep our safe distance, because if I were to pull on up, you'll see there's a good chance they might come back into the road. So the warden with her truck, she's just gonna try and keep pushing them to the right. No, don't. Well, as long as you cross the road, that's okay. Don't stop in front of us. That didn't work. That didn't work very much. So this one in front of us, this is one of our rhinos named Zhao. She is actually pregnant right now. We're expecting her to give birth here in the next couple of months, so about the next month or two. So we're all very excited, and we actually have one more who's pregnant. Her name is Lola. Lola and Zhao are pregnant. All right, so I see them sparring. I'm just going to call the warden again, let them know. But we're going to move with some extreme caution here, because we've got our lovely Lady Jow next. Go ahead, you can cross. Lovely Lady Jow. But I think she's actually just going to cross, so that's okay. All right, there we go. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. Not many times in your life you can say you got held up in traffic by a white rhinoceros. Well, the warden's doing everything she can to try and get them to just come on over and eat some food. Well, once again, everybody, thank you so much. I see a lot of video cameras back there. I hope you got some great videos of all of that. All right, excellent, perfect, wonderful. Make sure you load those up on YouTube and hashtag Billy's the best safari driver ever. All right, so we're probably going to see those rhinos one more time, but now, very hard to see. Look through the trees here on our left. All the way back by the gate. Wait. Shh. Can you guys hear the lions?
Yeah.
Could you hear them roaring for a hot second? So I'll tell you that in a second. But there are some warthogs that are all the way back there to the left. Very hard to see those. Warthogs are the largest species of burrowing animal in Africa. With their razor-sharp tusks, they make their burrows. When they go in, they'll back in, leave their tusks exposed to defend themselves from predators. One of the most intelligent creatures on the savannah. There's our three lovely ladies that had us hanging out here for about 10 minutes. To the right, that's a bok, cousin of the wildebeest. But also, as we pull it up, this animal here is a water buck. Now, water bucks are one of the animals here on the reserve that make me laugh the most, because they've got a nose, if you look closely, that is shaped like a heart, but they've got a butt with a big white circle marking around it that makes it look like a bullseye. Now, while that circle marking may look a little funny, a little weird, actually, and also there's the warthogs again, to the left. There they come. Right at the nick of time, right as we're about to leave. But those circle markings around the water buck's butt will help them, especially from far distances. They'll look at them, help them tell one another apart. Now, also, we got a small sample. We heard some of those lions roaring back there. So their habitat's actually under refurbishment right now. So right now, they're not on stage. They're actually right behind that set of Kopi rocks that you saw there. They're in their barn until their habitat has been completely refurbished. But every once in a while, like you heard, you can hear them roaring a little bit. So that's why I tried to stop, so we can at least hear it, because their roars are powerful, can be heard from 5 miles away. Now, over here on our left-hand side, these are the Nigerian dwarf goats. This animal we're in, this area, we're in, is the Magadi Glen. Now, these goats were originally found in western parts of Africa, domesticated around the world, found on many farmlands and reserves like the one we've been on today. They'll hang around here and they eat the grass, keep it nice and short. Helps the water out quite a bit, but we've had a lot of rain, so they got to get working on that grass. It's getting long. But as a thank you for all of that, for letting them hang out here and eat the grass, they'll provide the warden with delicious, nutritious milk. But as we leave Magadi Glen, everybody, our time on Harambe Wildlife Reserve has come to its end. I hope you had a good time, though. Hopefully you saw a lot of animals you were looking forward to seeing. Maybe you saw some animals that you've never seen before. But always remember, no two safaris are ever going to be the same. And the animals that live here will make sure of it, as you have seen today. So if you ever have time in the future to come on back, make sure that you please do. We'd love to have you. Now we're going to head on through this waterfall. We're going to make our way back home to Harambe. Before I drop you off, make sure you double check your rollers, double tap your pockets, make sure you have everything that you brought on here with you today. If you were going around earning some badges today for the Wilderness Explorers, the name of the truck that you've been on is called Simba 1. If you have any more questions, make sure you come on up to the front. Love to answer any questions that you have. And out here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye, because goodbyes they just sound too sad and too final. So instead, we say kwaherini, meaning go well. So go well, everybody, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day out here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Hold them, Ward. Now on the right-hand side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors sliding open.